Hello and welcome to week 11 of Professional Edge. Hard to believe we're this far along, but we are. So this week, we're going to talk about a couple things. Potential employers, social media, and LinkedIn is the topic for this week. And, as I mentioned in the course content section, in the introduction uh, paragraph that I've written there for you, picking an employer is a big, career step, and it's a major, thing when you first graduate. And it sounds crazy because you can choose an employer. We tend to think, especially, and I've been there as a student graduating, you tend to think, I got to get a job. I'll take a job wherever I can. Well, hold on a second here. You can be a little bit more selectable than that. So you are able to choose an employer. And I think it's important that you take time to research the organizations that are out there that are hiring and make sure you find one that's right for you and right for your career. So this week we're going to look at a couple of different things. We're going to take a look at LinkedIn. We're going to take a look at social media. We're going to take a look at where to find information about a company that you or an organization that you may want to work for. So I've included in the content section some important stuff about LinkedIn. I'm going to suggest that you actually take some time to think about it, starting with your LinkedIn picture. Really think about the picture that you're using on your LinkedIn profile. And if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, this is your opportunity to create one. You need to create one for submission three of the submission number three of the personal marketing package for this course. So you'll need to do that if you don't already have one. And if you do already have one, think about the picture that you've used. I would strongly encourage you to use a professional looking photograph for your LinkedIn. This is sort of a business, social media account that you're going to be using. So I'd recommend using a professional looking picture. And the best place to start is in submission number two. You just submitted a professional photograph of yourself. Use that picture. That's what I would suggest. Then I've included a link to a video on how to use LinkedIn for beginners. Really good video. Give it a watch. It'll give you some really good tips. Then the next, there's an article about how to customize your LinkedIn profile. I think that's really important. And then how to write a LinkedIn summary. An epic LinkedIn summary is the next link. Give that a read. And then probably the most important video of the week is the Tailored Career YouTube video. This one is important. Okay. So it's called LinkedIn 101 for job seekers. I've included a big picture of it and a link on how to get there. When you watch Michelle Vella walk you through the steps of LinkedIn and what you should be doing with your LinkedIn profile and how to use your LinkedIn profile, take lots of notes because it's very helpful, the things that she's included in there. And the other thing is she's basically going to help you put together a LinkedIn profile that'll get you perfect marks for submission number three, because submission number three is all about your LinkedIn profile, which you got to include a link to it so I can click on it and go there. And then also it's going to include a company that you want to work for with their profile, and you actually putting together a letter. Don't mail the letter or email the letter to them. Just write it just for the sake of this assignment. And you'll find all the information on how to do submission number three under the assignments tab. I've created a video there and I walk you through the whole thing. And I also include a PDF on how to do that. But watching LinkedIn 101 for Job Seekers by Michelle Vella will help you a lot in creating your LinkedIn profile for this. Then I want to move on a little bit and talk about social media. There's a couple great videos for you to watch. There's one called Using Social Media to Build Your Personal Brand. It's great. It's a couple of people that are, in a professional environment and how they talk about one of their colleagues and how he uses social media for his brand. It's great. And then the next video is 5 steps to building a personal brand that you feel good about, and it includes social media. And then, as I mentioned, in submission 3 of your personal marketing package, in addition to your LinkedIn profile, you're also going to have to, like I say, pick an organization that you'd like to work for, write a profile on them, research it, figure out what they're all about, write up that profile, but then also write a letter of introduction. And in order to do a proper letter of introduction to this company, where you're going to basically, introduce yourself to them in some way, I've included a template for you in the content this week. And you can go there and take a look at it. You can download that and play around with it all you want and create your own. Okay, using this as a template and then obviously putting all your own words in there, including at the top proper formatting with your name, your address, your phone number, email, where you can get in touch with, the date, name of who you're reaching out to. When you go to reach out to this organization, you've got to figure out a specific name of somebody you're going to contact. Think about it. If you decide I want to go work for Amazon, The person who's going to be making the decisions on whether or not to hire you as an entry-level employee for Amazon with a business diploma is not Jeff Bezos. I repeat, it's not. And every semester, I get students who submit this assignment and say, okay, I'd like to work for Amazon. This is what they're all about. The person who makes the decisions on hiring me there is Jeff Bezos. No, it ain't. Jeff Bezos is not making a decision on whether or not you're going to get hired at the Amazon office in Mississauga. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. So you're going to have to do some research and find out who is, if that's your organization. Whichever, if you decide I'd like to work at Georgian College and I want to work in the registrar's office, well, you're going to have to do some research and find out who makes the decisions when it comes to hiring those positions. And that is who you are going to write your letter to. Again, it's just to be submitted for this assignment. You do not need to send this letter to them unless you want to. You absolutely do not have to do that. It's just a step that I'm asking you to do for this assignment. Introducing yourself. You will see I've laid out 4 paragraphs in that template for that letter that you're going to write. And each paragraph, I outline what you need to say. Say this in paragraph 1, say this in paragraph 2, this in paragraph 3, this in paragraph 4, respectfully yours or sincerely or whatever, and sign it and put your name. And that's it. And all that is included in the content section of this. So I would highly suggest that you take some time to go through the links and videos that I've laid out for you this week. Also, you need to get started, if you haven't already, on submission number 3 of your personal marketing package, which is working on your LinkedIn. Make sure you watch Michelle Vella's video to get all the tips you need to make a great LinkedIn profile, as well as the links to the articles and videos prior to her video that are in this week's content, and then move on to find an organization you'd like to work for, do the research on them. And all the information, like I said, is in the assignment section under submission number 3. This week's content is to help get you to submission 3 completion. Okay. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week. If you have any questions, make sure you book an appointment with me, and I'll be glad to meet with you virtually, or if you happen to be on campus, you can drop by my office, of course, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Until then, take care and have a great week 11. All right. Take care.